From the Intellifluence headquarters in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, this is the Intellifluence Influencer Spotlight. In each episode, we sit down with an influencer from our network and we discuss their background as well as their unique approach to influencer marketing. Jeffrey Powers has been creating content for Geekazine for over 10 years. As an influencer and product reviewer, Jeffrey has traveled to events such as the Consumer Electronics Show and South by Southwest, to name a few. When Jeffrey is not creating content, he's creating music in a local band called Trailer Kings. You can learn more at geekazine.com or follow Jeffrey on YouTube and Twitch 24/7. All right, Sammy, go ahead and kick us off.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about Geekazine?
Yeah, Geekazine is a website I started back in 2007. It started as just a podcast because I was in podcasting. I was doing some music podcasts. I moved over to tech at that point. So in October of 2007, I started as podcasting. I quickly moved into the video realm, in video podcasting, if it is, however you say it, and pretty much haven't looked back after that.
That's interesting. Were you covering all genres, or was there a particular music genre you liked?
Oh, the music podcast. Yeah, that was actually new up and coming artists. At that point, GarageBand.com was still around, and other services that had up and coming bands that weren't signed to labels. So I was playing music that came from those. But when I moved over to tech in 2007 because that's where that's one of my real passions, and not only technology, but I also wanted to get into music tech, and so I just started with consumer tech because you wanted to build up your audience, and at that time that was the best place to do. It still is a great place to start with anything.
Definitely. And then at what point did you kind of branch out into influencer marketing, or what was the aha moment where you said, well, this is a viable revenue stream or way to proceed?
It literally was something that I put into thought, and back then influencer marketing wasn't really a thing. It might have been a thing, but it just really didn't have the terms put to it. And so in 2009, I went to Consumer Electronics Show, CES, and I learned. I met a whole bunch of people, and all of a sudden I started getting emails from these people saying, "Hey, we like what you did. We want you to come to our event. We want you to cover this. We want you to cover that." And I started covering it, and then all of a sudden people, they started commenting on the YouTube, they started commenting on the website, and said, "Hey, we need you to, we want to know more about this product, or we want you to try this product and see where it goes," things like that. So pretty early on is the answer on that. Just finding out that this is something that can not only be a fun thing to do, but also be a viable business thing to do, because I just about a month and a half after I started the podcast, I did lose my job, and I was going back into consulting at that point, and I realized, why don't I just consult as a podcaster and do that? So every now and then I get people that come on and ask me, "Hey, can you help me out create my podcast, create my video cast?" And then I go do that as well.
So as an influencer, you travel to many events, and you're in a band, and you have all these different ventures going on. So how do you structure your average day?
That's well, it really depends on the day. There's no 9 to 5 when it comes to doing this. It's nice if you can do a 9 to 5 off of this, and some people do. But in some cases you just have to figure out, okay, today I'm going to get a late start so I can have a late end. For the band, for example, we usually play on the weekends, but every now and then, especially during the summer, you get like a Wednesday night gig or something like that, a local bar doing a bike night or special event or anything like that. So you just have to make plans for it. There have been a couple times where I've actually crossed the streams a little bit, and like for instance, I had a trip to California. Had to do that, and I had to tell the band, "Hey, unfortunately, that's during the work week. I have to do the work during the work week," and go from there.
What instrument do you play in the band?
Well, I was I went to college as a music major, so I play a lot of different instruments. But in this band, the current band I'm in called Trailer Kings, I play percussion and sing.
And you mentioned how you traveled to San Diego or California, and I saw on Geekazine.com that you covered the Hardware Con 2019. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, well, first of all, I travel all over the world. Last week I was actually in Seoul, South Korea, covering what's called Made in Korea, which is a great event for Koreans because it's basically a startup event, and I judge the startups and their products, if they're viable not only in their current market but also if they can take a global stage, and how much competition and stuff like that. HardwareCon was a fun event because it's technically another part of Geekazine called Geekazine Live, and basically when I go out and I do live events, and for HardwareCon what we did was I set up a 2 to 3 camera system, and we basically just did the stage keynotes and panels, and I put that up on Geekazine. Of course, you can see that on Geekazine.com in the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Geekazine, and we just did the whole 2 days worth of events. It was great, so I'm hoping to do a lot more of that. I've done a couple since then, and it's just been amazing. So I can't wait to do more.
Very nice. And then in working on product reviews and collaborations, what's been your favorite brand collaboration to date that you can think of?
Ooh, there's many different things. On the this last January at CES, I got to work with Qualcomm, and because they really wanted to get out the idea that 5G is coming, and 5G is not just getting faster internet, but also getting a system where cars can start talking to each other. So the car next to you is going to make that turn into your lane, or if somebody starts crossing the street, that that's going to happen, you're aware of it, and so you can make those decisions. So as an influencer, I went out to CES for that. Since then, I've done a lot of different influential programs. As a musician, I get a company called IK Multimedia sends me stuff on a regular basis, and that's a lot of cool ways to make music over the iPad and things like that. Another one for music is a program called Band in a Box, which basically is software that allows you to create a structure song, so you can work around it. And I've been building a second channel where basically guitarists go to YouTube to learn songs and to learn how to solo and things like that. So there's channels out there that basically do what are called 12-bar blues YouTube videos, and they just play it and then they play along to it. So I've been doing that on my secondary YouTube channel, which has been a lot of fun. So lots of different ways to influence in different markets.
Absolutely.
That's cool. I definitely go to YouTube. I got a drum kit, and I've been watching drum videos on that.
Oh, really? What kind of drum kit did you get?
I got the electronic one just to start, and because I'm at home, so then I don't drive my parents crazy until I move out.
Electronic drums are really starting to come into their own. In fact, as a musician playing in a band, I've made a crucial effort to do what's called hybrid drumming, which is basically some acoustic drums, some electronic drums. And for me, the way I have it set up is my bass drum, my snare, hi-hat, and a cymbal are acoustic. That way, if all the electronics fail, or we're stuffed into a small beer tent or something like that, I can still play and be able to have some fun with that. But once I have all the electronics in there, I can do a lot more cool stuff, just like a keyboardist would do with their electronic keyboard over a grand piano or something like that.
Want to join Intellifluence as an influencer for free? It's easy. Visit Intellifluence.com, click on the influencers link, and then click on the Join for Free button to sign up. Once you have registered, you will get immediate access to our influencer marketplace where you can browse relevant offers from brands and apply on the spot. You'll also be eligible to receive attractive product and service pitches from brands. There's absolutely no cost to join as an influencer, so we hope you take advantage of our service. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and well, you know the drill. Until our next episode, keep being awesome.